Burn them if you got them. John Fibonacci, picture time with John Fibonacci. I'm still not sure what to call this channel. What do I call it? I know I hate to be all redundant. You know how that kind of works out. The redundant team, boom, boom. John Fibonacci. I could call it maybe the best photographer in the world, John Fibonacci, the John Fibonacci Show. JJ goes holla. You tell me. I'm just going to call it Jonathan Fibonacci Main Street. Doing Main Street with John Fibonacci. Of course, tomorrow. Not to be redundant. Team redundant. Yes, it is picture time, John Fibonacci. I guess I'll call this maybe the last 200 pictures. I am a photographer here in beautiful Durango. I started this YouTube channel 2 years ago. And then, boom, holy shit, back to Durango, did a road trip to Sausalito, San Francisco. Hate to be so redundant. But, I never know when someone's going to join this channel. So they may be like, who's this John Fibonacci? We know he's the greatest Durango photographer, maybe the best photographer in the whole world. We know he's a comic. He's going to go talk to Chip about doing some comedy. Holy shit, maybe he should stick with Fired Up Pizzeria on Main Street. In fact, that's the old photography. Remember that photography studio where that was one of the best things about Durango. I found Durango 2 years ago, and I've evolved with it. It's evolved with me. It's a beautiful town. It's 95% beautiful. I love Durango. I'm from Duncan, Oklahoma. Here I am just walking Main Street. There's a fucking McLaren on Main Street. Now, I don't know if you're a car guy. Fired Up Pizzeria. Oh, by the way, I'm going to promote some small businesses here. The last 200, here you go. Boom. We're going to talk about people. We're going to talk about all kinds of things. This is me just kind of working on my craft, taking some pictures. 10th and Main, using that beautiful light, the beautiful tree of 10th and Main. Jack Dempsey, 1919. Holla. You're like, who the fuck is Jack Dempsey? Is John Fibonacci really the best photographer in the whole world? Yeah, look at this. Boom. Here you go. I'm doing a little Main Street, 10th and Main Street, just working on my photography skills. There is a skill set to photography, and part of that is just putting in the time and, taking lots of pictures and making all kinds of mistakes and meeting all kinds of cool people and, 10th and Main. So here you go. Remember, I don't know if you remember, but I took a picture of this beautiful, beautiful angel, and not this angel. Excuse me, not this angel. This is 10th and Main. Just, I prefer black and white photography, but boom, how do you, holy shit, John Fibonacci, 2258. Now, by the way, any of my prints, if you like to purchase them, it's real easy. Just email me. You're like, yeah, what website? No, here you go. It's real simple. Just email. You're like, all right, maybe this is you, 2257. If that's you, it's only $48 a print. Isn't she beautiful? There's so many beautiful women in Durango, except they're never single. You ever notice that? Durango has everything except single women and jobs. Holy shit. John Fibonacci, 2254. Check it out. All right, here we go. So here you go. If I am fortunate enough to photograph you, if you like any of these prints, just $48. But maybe you like Jeeps. 10th and Main, Jack Dempsey. Please Google that. I'm gonna have to do a documentary on Jack Dempsey. Holy shit's pissing me off. Nobody even celebrates boxing. UFC's kind of popular here. I think this is like, anyway, here you go. John Fibonacci, just sharing my love of photography. Of course, I love Durango. We had a festival. I don't know what kind of festival. They didn't invite me, but they had this cool little, Durango's always doing something for the community. Oh yeah, here you go. Except for this, you know how I said Durango is 95% good. The ACLU discovers that Durango does not give jury trials. So, like I said, Durango is not a perfect city. We have our problems. I consider myself a Durango, and I'm a Duncan demon. I went to Duncan, Oklahoma. Maybe I'm a rebel with a cause. Of course, I am 41, so I kind of really like to pay attention to the local news. And in fact, I'm as much a photojournalist as I'm a photographer. Let the jury decide what happened. Now, this is an example of fake news. Here you go. Now, I love the Durango Herald. I've applied for jobs. Of course, they're telling John Fibonacci to go fuck himself. I'm like, all right, well, here you go. This is fake news. Now, so the only reason why they're using this or saying this is because The ACLU came in and told Durango to clean their shit up. Stop denying people jury trials. In fact, there's a lot of evidence that the local police, they don't issue incident reports to men, which is a violation of federally protected statuses. You don't care any about that. That's okay. Can we talk? Can we talk about Jonathan Minogi's photographical skills? Get off politics. Holy shit, we have one of the best libraries, except, of course, when I fuck up a picture, words have power. All right, let's start at the very beginning. There's a wedding, 2205. So what do we call this channel? John Fibinogi is the best photographer. Maybe John Fibinogi Show. John Fibinogi, it's time to go back to Sausalito, become a day trader like you used to be. Go back into finance. Man, I love this city. Even when we have kind of weird, look at this, check this out. I've never seen antlers at a wedding, but they kind of did a cool job. You want to see one reason why I like black and white versus color, it's right there, 2202. So if I happen to photograph you, if I'm fortunate enough to photograph you, then it's $48, but any of my other prints are $150 a print. And then if you want it framed, you're like, maybe I should just retire that intro. See what I did? Retire that intro. Jonathan Minogi tells jokes. Yes, I love comedy. Check this out. This is so cool. This is one of the reasons why, oh yeah, maybe I should just call it the How-To Photography Show and what my process is. You know, I'm learning the art of photography. And, you know, one thing I would suggest if you are a beginner photographer is to carry your camera. And, you know, I've committed to just how much I love cinematography and, you know, holy shit, maybe I'll direct a movie in Durango and I'll use 2193 as the opening credit. Holy shit, that's a great idea. John Fibinogi, you're the best photographer in the world. You know, in fact, one of the ideas I had, I think this would be a good community builder, is to, what if John Fibinogi, the next greatest filmmaker, remade It's a Wonderful Life in Durango using local talent, frame by frame. Holy shit, John Fibinogi, GoFundMe, 2193 will be the opening credit. That's the best idea. Okay, here you go. Here's the debate. What do you think about these electric bikes? On one hand, I like them. On the other hand, it's kind of like a trike. You know, once you go trike, you kind of aren't really a man. So this electric bike, I don't know. You tell me. Leave your comments. Try an electric bike. And if you have a business in this area you would like me to showcase, I would love to do it. Maybe you are a mountain bike sports specialist or mountainbikespecialist.com. You're like, Jonathan Fibinogi, we saw your documentary. We saw your YouTube station. We love it. How can we pay you to promote our Main Street, our town? Well, it's easy. Email me, americana417@gmail.com, and then I will promote your business or soon-to-be business on this channel for $18.21 per year. Yes, Animus Chocolates is moving to Durango. $18.21 per year. And this way, help small businesses. Remember, I was a small business. This is Animus Chocolate. They're kind of doing their, I think this is Skywalker Carpentry. I don't know any of them. Anyway, if you would like to profile your small business on this channel, I would love to do it because denim is a filthy business. Just kidding. All right, so here we go. There's no synthetic pesticides, no bullshit. I may tell some jokes. I may make some jokes about, or not jokes, but I may talk about some real issues in Durango, or maybe even America. Maybe I will talk about federally protected statuses. Maybe I'll talk about Jack Dempsey, 1919. Holy shit, tell some jokes. The life of a photographer. You have to Google Jack Dempsey. He was basically the Mike Tyson before Mike Tyson, and he lived in Durango and had a 10-round match against Andy Malloy in 1919. Kicked his ass. Went on to become the world champion. That's where I'm gonna tell some jokes on Thursday. Email me, Americana417. We've got to pack that place. My jokes are going to kind of be, you know, I don't know. Sometimes my jokes are a little, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You got to work on the craft. So come to Chips, promote small businesses, buy some beer, help my comedy career, or maybe I'll just stick with cinematography. Or maybe you have an event and you would like me to cover it, photographer style. I guess what's my per diem? I don't know, what, $4.20? That's a good, or maybe $4.20 if I really like your business, or we can talk later about, just me coming in, taking pictures of your event. Welcome to Happy Trails. See, they could have just emailed me. It's John Thibinogi. We know your channel is reaching thousands of people, maybe even dozens of people sometimes, and we want them to know about our business, $18.21 per year. So here we go. Even if you're a little yeehaw. Get what I did, yeehaw? See, there's cowboys and there are Indians, and I am more cowboy. It's like, okay, I'm more of an Indian. Duncan Demons, Oklahoma. Holy shit, 2153. Oh yeah, I got into a fight. Holy shit, here you go. It can't all be good news. Durango downtown, there's their festival. That's me from the stage. Of course, I wasn't doing anything except taking pictures. Of course, I always love to go. Maybe you're a band. You'd like me to put your music on this channel. We are reaching California, Texas, Colorado, Florida, New York. Maybe you're just beautiful and you'll be like, holy shit, John Thibinogi, will you just come photograph me 2141? Yeah, love to do that. $150 a print. Holy shit. Ska Brewing. I met Matthew. He's a good guy. Ska Brewing. Now, his neighbor, he and I are having some problems. Here we go. We're going to talk about some serious shit. Look at this. Boom. That's me trying to photograph a bear that I was on the Animas Trail. You know how I said Durango is one of the best cities in the whole world? Well, not the best city. My favorite city is San Francisco. My favorite town is Durango. And I found Durango 2 years ago. I moved to Pagosa. It was a little too conservative for me. I had already lived about 10, 15 years in Texas, and I was kind of just frankly done with Texas. So I can move to beautiful Pagosa, and then holy shit, I found Durango Demons, and I have been ever since. Now I'm doing some photography skills, looking for a job in this fucking town. But I tell you, man, this town does not like to hire men. In fact, one of the issues I'm going to talk about is unemployment and homelessness, and how homelessness is really a bad name. We'll talk about kind of a documentary that I'm putting together, and we got to talk about some serious stuff too, because Durango has so much to offer, and they're just fucking up so much on this homelessness thing. And what I mean by that is, 22. This was an interesting picture. Here you go. These are two brothers. I'll get to homelessness in a second. Their energies were so different. And anyway, I'll talk later about just the some of the things I'm learning with photography. But man, this was a kind of a difficult shoot. I mean, the two different brothers, they had two completely different energies, but we ended up with this 2277. That great picture. That's you, $48. You get it to your mom, frame it. You want me to frame it? Well, it's $48 a print, but if you want me to frame it, I'd be happy to do that. Boom. Let me show you a picture of a guy that I got into a fight with. This little fuck face. Man. Anyway, here you go. So this is the problem. Durango has this issue with homelessness. They call homelessness, but homelessness is really poverty. And I hate when, let me say it this way. There is a quote that I love. I hate to be redundant. Talk about my quotes. And you may not like my message on homelessness. You may want me to stick to the jokes. But, homelessness affected me 2 years ago. It was after I lost my business of 10 years. And slowly, just because I was kind of a foster child growing up, I didn't have a lot of family support, and I still don't. So I ended up going homeless. First of all, I kind of truck camped, and there's 50 shades of homelessness, and how Durango is handling homelessness is not just immoral, it's not just offensive, but it's happening to me personally. And so I have kind of become an advocate, or become I love this picture, 2340. One reason why, just to hold your camera and walk. So let's talk about homelessness. 2343. I love this picture. I love it. We'll talk about home and where's your home and what homelessness really is and how it's misnamed and how poverty is really the issue. But yet cities don't want to say poverty because that means that they have an employment issue and they don't want to really look at themselves. So what do we do as a society? We say we have a homeless problem. But no, you really have a poverty problem. You have an economy problem. In fact, test me in this. When you go out to eat in Durango, take a note of the gender and age of your server or wherever you go. Love this picture. Harness your fears. Little Tony Robbins moment. But seriously, next time you go out, whether you're a beautiful dog, wherever you go, pay attention to the gender and the age of the person that's serving you, whether it's a veterinarian, whether it's a restaurant, and therein lies your homeless problem. Because when men don't work, what happens? They go homeless. Women just go on Tinder. Like I said, I think I'm on day 107 of homelessness and how Durango is handling it and how fuck faces like this. Here's the guy. Look at this guy. This is where it all went down. You know, I'm walking up to the Manna Mountain to camp like so many other people do. This guy's telling me to get off his fucking property, and we ended up having words. I think I told him to go fuck himself, and you know, this is a public trail, and he's talking. Here he is in his multi-million-dollar home, telling me that we need to get off his mountain, and that's his house. I'm like, nigga, you're not going to die this winter. You're going to be in that, and yet he has a problem with homeless people camping, you know, 2 and 3 and 4, 500 yards behind him, and he just doesn't like them walking in front of his home, even though there's a river and there's a public trail. So I told him to go fuck himself. Here's him telling me to fuck himself. This is, you know, and I told him, I said, I'm gonna do a documentary on homelessness, and I want to talk about your daddy's business and your business and how many people you really employ. Because you can't really be against homelessness when you're not employing men. There you go. There's my rant of the day, 2381. Other than that, my day was gorgeous. It started like this. John Fibonacci is out. Thank you for taking this journey with me. If you have any questions, you'd like to drop some content, maybe you want to promote your business, maybe you just want to see John Fibonacci, you were probably one of the smartest guys of the whole world. Why don't you have a nationally syndicated, I don't know. You just need to share this content, be open to the messages, even when you might not like them. Remember, homeless people are usually men who just lose businesses, who don't have friends and family. And we'll talk about that. But we'll also share some beautiful, we'll talk about the good things. Because like I said, Durango is 95% awesome. It's just full of some beautiful, selfish, rich people. And we need to be more like Jesus, you know, where Jesus says, who is my brother? And are you feeding your brother? So if you know that guy in his multi-million-dollar home, say, hey, why don't you do that? Do the podcast with John Fibonacci and tell us why we need to get off your mountain when you don't even own it. Eddie would go. You guys be good. Thank you for taking this journey with me. John Fibonacci, email me, Americana417@gmail.com, just like the coffee, or you might just want to go to PayPal, support this channel. Go to PayPal, put in Americana417@gmail.com. I love the number 480. Drop me 480, drop me 4, drop me 48. I don't care. Just thank you for taking this journey with me.